Hello, Paul Dredge here with another week of Microsoft 365 update show. On today's show, we've got Yammer. Yes, I'm talking about Yammer again today, people. We've got Teams. We have got something sneaky by Microsoft known as Windows 365 and Viva! Stay tuned. Hello and welcome along to week 4. Yes, I have actually made it to week 4 of this update show. Wasn't sure how long I'll be running for, but yes, we're on week 4. People are watching, so we'll keep it rolling. So welcome along today on the Microsoft 365 update show, where I'm going to be taking you through the last week's worth of updates that Microsoft have been talking about behind the scenes and releasing and so on. As I mentioned on the little intro there, we are going to be starting this week again with Yammer. Microsoft hadn't really done any updates with Yammer over the past couple of years, maybe small little things, but we're starting to see more and more happen in the world of Yammer. Especially when people have been under discussion, is Yammer still a place for us? Is it still going to exist? Is it going somewhere? Microsoft going to keep going with it? Well, with the updates that are coming, I would definitely say yes, Yammer is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and it's getting better as the other technologies integrate nicely or have Yammer integrate nicely with it. So the little update this week that I saw in the message center was around the community header being embedded into different aspects when we're using Yammer. So if you've used Yammer before into SharePoint and you've added the Yammer web pack for communities, displayed it in SharePoint, you will notice that it doesn't actually give you that title header of what Yammer community you're actually in. Not very helpful, because you could be in your dog walking club community, but then you're posting about Microsoft 365 or about cats. You don't want to be doing that. So in that web part or when we're embedding Yammer, it's going to give us that community header, that banner where you're going to be able to join and leave and so on through there. So giving you a bit more of that window through to using Yammer. This is going to be rolling out later this month, so late July, and we should start seeing it in our tenants. A little change, but a change in the right direction. Moving on to Microsoft Teams now. An update that I read earlier this morning, which I thought, oh, this looks quite good. This could come really handy, and it's a change that's a bit different to what we're used to seeing within Microsoft Teams. Usually we're seeing changes with meetings, we're seeing extra features added in that maybe are there already, but it's just embedding it into how we're working in Teams. Whereas this one is actually a new thing called Fluid Live Components. So Teams, Fluid Live Components are coming into Teams chats, where we're going to be able to take actions, bring in a table, bring in a list, and actually collaborate in the chat. So in that conversation, we're not having to go off into Microsoft Lists or into Word or whatever format it is. We're going to be able to do that live within the chat that we're having that conversation in. You'll be able to see people collaborating with you in there. You'll be able to add rows into the table. You'll be able to add items into a list, and it's there in that chat. It's not going somewhere else. So you're going to bring in that co-authoring aspect. This is going to be great for giving you the ability, can't get my words out, giving you the ability to stream back some of the meetings you're in. Because I'm sure many of us are out there have meetings upon meetings upon meetings upon meetings. I'm sure we meet about meetings and then perhaps have to come back to meet again about what we're going to meet about. I think we get it. But what we're going to be able to do is have these conversations happening in the chat where we can pull in these action lists, we can pull in these tables, we can do these different things without actually having to do that face-to-face type of communicating. We can just pull it up in the chat and away we go. Big thumbs up from me on not having to be in so many meetings. I think we're getting the picture. This is going to be coming mid-August, end of August time, so we've got a little bit of a wait. I'll keep you posted though on these update shows of when that is out and if there's any changes along with it. Sticking with Microsoft Teams then, a little annoyance of mine when working with files in Teams is that when you click on a file, it opens it up in Teams automatically. then you look at your file, perhaps you want to chat with someone or something, you end up leaving that file to go off, and then you have to come back and find it. Many a time happens. But what is going to happen is you're going to be able to change how you open a file when working in Teams. So the default open option for you is going to be able to change. So not organization wide, not have to be done by an administrator. You as a person, as a user within Teams can change your default way of opening files within Teams. So we can click on open, it's going to open up our desktop application. It's going to open it up in a browser. It can still continue to open it up within Teams, but for me, I want to see that opening up somewhere else until we have that multi-window functionality of opening a file in Teams and working somewhere else in Teams as well. So this is a good thing for me because I'm going to be able to click on open, double click on my file, however I want to do it, and it's going to open it in my preferred way of working. Same for you. You can change your defaults in the preferred way that you want to work. This rollout is coming over the next couple of months' time. So again, a little bit of a wait on it, but we should see it coming out very, very shortly. As always, I will pop it down into the comments on this video with links and such of when some of these are coming out. Some of you may have seen that Microsoft Inspire has been happening this week. Not going to do a big run through of all the updates that come from Inspire, but I've picked two out in particular that I've seen from Inspire that I think, ooh, that looks good. First one being something called Windows 365. So Microsoft started with Office 365. We then saw Microsoft 365 come along, and now we're seeing Windows 365. Windows 365 is going to enable us to create a virtual desktop in the cloud. So we're going to be able to go through any preferred device and access our cloud version of Windows through a web browser and such. Big news for those of you out there who use virtual desktops. Great for hybrid working, whether you're in the office, turn on your machine, you can work on it. When you come home, you can turn on your personal device, you can work on it. You can get an iPad, iMac, MacBook, whatever you want to use, you can use that, and you're pulling up that same instance of your device because you are opening in the cloud. It's going to be hosted in the cloud and so on. This isn't replacing Azure virtual desktops. Azure virtual desktops are still going to be a thing. They're still going to be there. But this is another option for businesses out there. So it's giving businesses the flexibility of looking at this. Microsoft have targeted this at mid to small size organizations, but there are reasons why some larger organizations might go for it as well. Costing, haven't got a price for that. There's a few rumors going around the internet. I'm not going to reveal pricing it with rumors, but hopefully that will come soon. And this is going to be able to be part a rollout in early August time. So we're talking early August. We're going to start seeing that Windows 365 aspect. Be nice to see how the licensing side of things works there. But what we're going to be able to do is have Windows 10 in the cloud, and then when Windows 11 comes out to launch, Windows 11 in the cloud as well. Nice way of working. And then one final thing to finish up today then is around Microsoft Viva. So Microsoft Viva has been the big announcement from Microsoft so far this year. Big news, employee experience, some great things in there. I'm a huge fan of Viva Connections and the rebranding that's happened there. Really excited to see what happens with Viva Learning. Viva Topics looks fantastic. Still want to explore it a little bit. And then Insights is just that brilliant way of well-being, how people are working in your organization. There has been an announcement around pricing. So you may have known that Viva Topics was priced at $5 per user per month. Connections didn't have a price. Insights still was on the model of pricing from My Analytics and Workplace Analytics. Learning, there's no price for it. Well, Microsoft announced at Inspire this week that there is a new pricing model. The pricing model is $4 per unit per person per month, with the exception of Connections. So Viva Learning, Viva Insights, and Viva Topics are $4 per person per month. From my understanding of this, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but from my understanding of this, Viva Insights personal, so my insights aspect of it, is still going to be included in the existing licensing costs. No extra costs there. If you want to bring in that manager or leader insights, so what was WPA, then that's when the $4 per user per month comes into play. Topics, price reduction, liking that, $1 off, now down to $4 per user per month. Viva Learning, $4 per user per month. Not a fan of this one. Not a fan of this one at all. I was hoping that we'd be able to get Viva Learning for free, included in our existing licensing. But then if you wanted to use any subscription-based learning, then you pay for that subscription-based learning. From the announcement, it seems like it's going to be a cost for the app with no content within it apart from your own content from SharePoint, however you want to input that content. And then you're still going to need to buy into those subscription services as well. So if you want to buy into edX or LinkedIn Learning or Pluralsight, you're going to have to buy that on top of your $4 per user per month. Not the right move for me by Microsoft there, but understandable. Still excited to see what Viva Learning will give us and the aspect of what it can do for you as an organization. But it's a sort of our organization's going to use it. Watch this space and we can see, because obviously we don't know what the full ins and outs of Viva Learning is yet. There's been obviously a few YouTube videos, webinars about it and such, but I've not physically got my hands on it. It's still in the preview mode, so let's see what comes when it does come out. But it's $4 per user per month per module of Viva, apart from Connections. Nice to see Connections is still there for free. Although there may be some pricing coming into Connections when we're looking at some of these API integrations and such. Microsoft did announce that there are 21 partners, organizations out there that are integrating with Viva. This is going to be through those adaptive cards and API plugins and such to Connections and the learning aspect. So again, excited to see where Viva Connections is going, because for me this is bridging that massive gap. Anyway, thank you very much all for joining again for this week's update show. We have managed 4 episodes now of the update show. If you want to watch previous ones, I'll link it down in below. Check my channel in the playlist area. You can see previous episodes in there. As always, please do subscribe, ring that bell, get notifications and so on. Drop something into the comments if you've got any comments and what updates you're looking forward to and so on. But that's all for this week. My name's Paul Dredge and this has been the Microsoft 365 Update Show. See you again soon.